Sometimes again, I'ma bring my phone. Perfect girl, you can't do wrong. Don't make me wait too long. Slide on your favorite song. Let me find out you faded low. I pull up, but I can't stay too long. Fly, yeah. Look, I ain't got all day, baby. Money to make, and I've been trying to get paid. I got and they feel it's wrong. Women sentimental, couple foreign things flying in and out of LA. I'm not a player, I got a plan. What's up with you, girl? What you saying? Do you wanna roll with it from the lane? Let me see you pose for a minute. 5'5", thick thighs, busting out of the dip. Got it in a little bit, probably got me falling in love. Never had it from the hood, but she hey, 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 oh, break it down to the ground. Oh. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hey. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
It is
all looking so fresh and so clean.
Listen, we've been moving for the last 24 hours, and so we're in a new space, and it will eventually look real great, but we now have an official studio work media space. So we're excited about that, but it's been some. We actually were down to the wire like 2 minutes before. We're like, crap, it's gotta go on.
You all did it though. You're here.
We are here. Awesome. So thank you to everybody who's joining us. We actually have quite the show and a number of video clips because everybody wants to put everything on video these days, and good for us because that means that we have those clips when we're trying to make sense of the foolishness on the internet. So welcome to Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Before we continue, we're going to, as usual, introduce ourselves in alphabetical order. Pardon him, he's a little tired today.
Hey, everybody. Hey, what is going on? I am Garcia, part of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you don't know what our show is about, we just get on here every week and we talk about the foolishness and try to make sense of the foolishness on the internet. So it's always funny, it's always fun, it's always full of gems and knowledge. So if you love what you're feeling here right now, catch us every Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch us on Radio Region, syndicated through iHeartRadio, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on internet radio. Thank you, Radio Region, for giving us this platform. We love y'all. Telly, how are you?
I am doing great. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday morning, evening, night, noon, meal, dinner time, breakfast time, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Hello. Welcome back to the show. I am Telly. I am a proud member of the Not Yo Typical Girl Talk crew. As always, we're attempting to make sense of the foolishness that is happening around us. It is sometimes not easy. Sometimes we just have to stay silent and go, okay, and move it along because y'all, and this week, it just may be a lot of the whole nod our head and move on to the next one. But Sheba girl, I'm gonna give you more time. You go ahead and tell these people who you are. Girl.
I am Sheba. They call me Sheba. I am the final female member of this amazing crew, sister friend, all of that. And we're about to get to the show. But before we do that, my partner to the right, yes, Snap. So you were to my right. He will introduce himself.
It's your boy, Bobby, 3 times, and I would proudly and gladly like to announce my retirement from self-moving. I will never do this again. I would rather pay.
He learned his lesson. That's all.
He didn't lift the bag.
I didn't lift it. I did not. I pack and I unpack. I don't live. I don't do the Miss Independent Woman thing.
She didn't pick this remote.
I didn't do any of that. But when it came in the house, I put it away. He has friends for that. I don't do Miss Independent. Like I don't want it. I don't need it. No, thank you. But when he came inside, all of his clothes were up. They were all hung up. They were all folded. I even put a load in the laundry, but I wasn't lifting. Oh no, that's what the men were for. Anyway, speaking of men, so we know in our community that homosexuality is still a bad word. However,
I think when it comes to supporting people, we will rally behind certain people. It doesn't matter their sexuality. Well, one person's sibling feels that they are getting a bad end of the stick, let's say, and not being supported because of their sexuality. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, it's Juicy Smollett. I always call him Jesse because calling him Juicy.
I thought it was Juicy.
Juicy.
Is it Juicy now?
Juicy.
Juicy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play the clip, and this is what he had to say. Hold on.
And they leveraged that fact. They knew that ultimately Jussie was not going to get the same type of support as a straight black man. And it's been obvious. I find it very difficult to believe that this ever would have gotten this far if Jussie was a straight black man. And so we need to really think about that. Celebrities, common people, everyone. We need to think about the fact that literally society at large failed him. And hopefully one day the truth comes out to where people can see it clear as day. I don't know how they don't see it now, but hopefully someday that happens. And when that day happens, it's really a shame that it took that long for folks to understand that.
Jackie, so you think that if Jussie were a straight black man, the public reception would have been way less intent on vilifying him from the jump?
Hands down, as a straight black man, that is hands down what would have happened.
I'm just gonna fold my arms while you guys talk about this in protest.
Oh dear. I told the people before. A lot of this stuff they're gonna hear, we're just gonna nod and we're gonna keep it moving because some of this.
Sorry, I'm just so deeply offended. So being a straight black man has a benefit in the courtroom? Is that boy crazy?
He is crazy.
He is.
And maybe it runs in their family.
And here we go. Here's the thing. To be honest with you, Jesse, he had full support from black people from what I saw in my perception.
What I remember, yeah.
He got a lot of support when we thought that guys in Trump hats beat him up and tied him up in some garage. We were all out. We were like, oh my God, how could this happen? He's such a great actor. He's so talented as an artist and everything. When we all found out that they found a money trail, right? That is when people were like, oh, wait a minute. It's alleged that you set it up and the evidence looks like you did set it up.
Yeah.
I don't think being a gay black man makes it worse than being a straight black man. When it even comes to the public opinion, I don't think it makes an actual difference. Some people would even say actually being a gay black man is probably a more advantage than being a straight black man.
I would.
It's funny too. I also, not to cut you, Carb, I just reading what Naturally Fierce wrote, and she said it's not that he's gay. It's because he came up with a ridiculous scheme and lied.
Exactly.
And that's basically that's it.
Exactly.
I mean, before they see your sexuality, they see that you're just a black person. Period. So I don't know what his brother is talking about. I don't know where he's getting this rhetoric.
Everybody out here loves RuPaul. Everybody out here loves Billy Porter. I honestly think that being a black gay man is an actual advantage.
Oh yeah, it is. You get like white privilege at that point.
Didn't before his co-defendants turned on him, which is that's about as straight and black as it gets, is your snitching on you. But didn't he say like he was the gay Tupac or something like that? Like,
please tell me he did not say
that.
You know, Robbie 3 times. You know better. Stop.
Okay, I actually have no comment. I'm not gay Tupac. I'm actually done. Okay, bye. So we're done. I can't even. I love me some Tupac. I cannot even respond.
In one way, and we'll get to that in my loose.
Oh, Jesus, Father. Okay, so speaking of TV, oh my God, Naturally Fierce says, okay, so I'm definitely done.
He said that. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, I'm done. So we're going to move on to someone who's actually quite outrageous. Car, you have a journalism background. Tell the people about when you interview someone, what's the protocol for interviewing?
Yeah, so the protocol for interviews is this, and they especially remind you when you're going to interview musicians and actors, especially musicians. They tend to get a bit unruly quick when they see they're being interviewed by a woman, when it's a male musician. But the protocol is that this is your job. This is a professional setting. You should not be drinking or smoking with the person you're interviewing at the time. And if they start acting out of line, like either, going on bad or
Right.
sexually,
Right.
you are supposed to end the interview immediately and leave the room or the place wherever you are with this person.
Right.
Because they are looking for trouble. No one is looking for trouble. So, and you as a journalist, you're the one that's going to be blamed if something goes off the rails.
And with that, I'm going to play a clip of a recent interview with.
This one
Yep.
has this right here.
Yep.
See this body right here?
Hold on, wait. It's a hair right there. Hold on. Stevie, why am I in bed with you right now?
No, you said you want to
You're a distraction. You're a distraction. We trying to
No,
talk
you're
about.
a distraction.
No, you're a distraction. We're talking about your. Pick the camera up.
Where do you want me to take the camera to?
That's a distracting angle.
This one?
This one is, I cannot.
Yeah, that's why we do this. I do this for this.
Okay, you do this for this. Okay, but I want to get serious because you talked about some important stuff and I want people to see everything about it. Okay, get information. Get your hair right. We're gonna dive into it.
No, get your.
Because this is her response.
And that's why I want everybody to understand I'm not woo-hoo and boo-hoo and crying. I do feel like after watching it back, it was disrespectful. So I want to be clear. But I'm not sitting here emotional or sad about that. I think for me, it's the disgusting comments like, you liked it, that's why you sat there. Oh, you were getting sexual pleasure out of this. Oh, you liked that he was flirting with you. Let me tell you something. There's not a thing that Stevie J could ever say to me to make me enjoy that type of behavior from a man I didn't ask it from. Okay? I believe in consent. And that's what some of you are failing to realize. At the end of the day, where people are like getting flustered and there's a blurry line, it's about consent. I never consented to being a part of any type of bedroom behavior that Stevie J decided to do. And that's where it is really messing with me how people are turning this on me.
What bothers me? Like everyone, look like Nasty Coach just said, oh nasty Stevie J. Like everyone knows how Stevie is. Everyone, blind people know how Stevie J acts. No one is oblivious to this. So her coming back and saying how, she lost complete control of that interview. She knew who she was going up against. Like Kirsty explained, was producers, actors, all these people in entertainment. As soon as they see a camera, even if it's their own phone, they're on. And they feel that, oh, yes. And then on top of that, she's a pretty girl. He decides to come on shirtless. But the moment she saw he had no shirt on, she should have ended it right there. Why are you still? And then you're giggling. She called herself a journalist. I would feel, I'm sure you feel offended. I would feel offended as hell. When you watch Gayle King, that interview she did with R. Kelly, she took control of that situation. Otherwise, we'd all still be
Robert.
there.
She said, Robert,
calm
sit down.
And what did Robert do? He sat. What did she do? What did this girl do? She just kept it going. Oh my God.
I see a hair there.
Girl, you lost all control of this interview. Don't call yourself a journalist. Just call yourself a blogger or a vlogger that's got a chance to interview Stevie J. Don't use the term journalist in your job description because you're not. No. Have you ever seen Diane Lane or Diane Sawyer face do something like Barbara Walters? I mean, we all know that she had some external affairs, but you never saw her on camera. You saw Oprah doing that with anybody. Where's this girl going?
Yo, this Stevie J tries you like you're thirsty for him, says everything. If you're thirsty for Stevie these days, you shooting bad. And that's no disrespect to him, but you know what he about.
Everybody knows what
Everybody
CBJ's
knows.
effect. And that was my concern, right? I don't blame her for his behavior.
No.
However, she has to take accountability for her.
No.
Distracted. Distracted how?
No, well, she said she wasn't disrespected.
No, she said, I'm distracted. You got me distracted. Something along those lines.
Yeah, I think she said you got me distracted.
Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By what?
If you were distracted and upset or frustrated, your whole demeanor would have been different. You were a little
Intrigued by the fact that he came on.
and he tried you like that. Like again.
And this was an opportunity, like to say, Stevie, we're not about to do this. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. I really want to be able to ask questions. The audience is waiting. Okay, you said, you know what? I think we have to end. Done. End of story.
That's it. That's all she had to do.
I would say we're not doing this today. I've interviewed some very colorful, interesting people before, and I've had to say, listen, you know what? You're going to put out the spliff right now. Because this is like, I need you to pay attention to what I'm saying. So can we please conduct ourselves afterwards? Yo, do whatever you want. But right now, this is what we're doing. So you need to do what I ask, or we can't do the interview today.
That's it.
And for the most part, usually they're like, okay, cool. And they put it out, or they do whatever, put your shirt back on, whatever it is, put the camera back up to your face, and we can have the interview. I have no issue with you, but you know, it's her playing field. She had to take full responsibility for what happened because Stevie J was only doing what he did because he was getting a reaction.
They're giggling.
That
Like she's a schoolgirl.
He gave her the Stevie J
He
face.
gave her the Stevie J face. It's a little rappy, it's a little.
He really is like, truly.
Girl, all that.
Like,
All of the above.
Like they say, whether it's bad attention or good attention, if you pay him attention, he's gonna keep going.
That's it.
I respect what she was trying to do, but the way she went about doing it, and I agree with you, Tally, do not call yourself a journalist.
No,
you're a woman with a platform.
Yeah.
You're a woman with a platform.
That's it.
That is it.
That's
he
it.
treated her like that was a fan interview.
He wasn't trying to hear anything she had to say.
That's it.
Okay, well, we're done with her because we're going to move on to people who shouldn't be saying anything. So imagine getting a bad batch of drugs and then calling the police to say that you have a bad batch of drugs. So Florida man calls police to have them test authenticity of the meth he bought from someone at a bar. Okay, I'm going to read that. I'm going to read the article, but I want you to hold on to this. So I buy meth at a bar, and I need the police to come and make sure that it's the meth I thought it was.
Wait, hold on. So I know y'all are Canadian, but do y'all know who Florida man is?
No.
Y'all don't know Florida man.
Who
It
is
doesn't
Florida
mean
man?
to you what it means to
A
me.
Florida man.
As a born and raised American, Florida man is an entity all to itself. Florida man. Okay. So many of these stories come out of Florida that
It's true.
Florida man is a thing. So his identity is just another Florida.
Brampton in Canada is getting compared
This
to
is
Florida
par
these
for the
days.
course in Florida.
Brampton man.
Brampton man.
Yeah, we're just...
Brampton. Except they call the cops to test their meth. Like
This is some bull crap. Okay, so let's tell you why he called the cops. So, a Florida man allegedly called the police to have them test the authenticity of some meth he recently bought. At around 7 p.m. last week on Thursday, Thomas Eugene Colucci called the police from his Springfield home. During the call, Colucci told the officers at the sheriff's office that he bought some meth from a man he met at a bar. He also mentioned he tested the meth, but was concerned that it might be low-quality meth or some other substance like bath salts. So it may not be, it's a lower quality meth, or I could have bought some bath salts. The cops ended up coming to Colucci's home where he told them he'd done drugs before and knew what meth should feel like. Evidently, the substance Colucci had recently purchased did not provide the expected sensation, which is why he called 911. During his visit from the police, he told them he wanted the person who sold him the drugs to get in trouble so that more people wouldn't buy the fake meth. He even showed the police 2 small bags of the meth, which police tested and confirmed was indeed meth. By the end of it, police arrested Colucci and charged him with possession of meth and 2 counts of possessions of drug paraphernalia.
So, this is where Florida man meets Karen, okay? So, Florida man bought some meth, and he didn't like the quality of it, and then Karen stepped in to get the guy who sold it to him in trouble.
Wow.
Only in America. Only in America.
That's like a full-on white
wow.
privilege situation. Like Rob said, it's the mix of Florida man meets Karen. He buys meth, which is illegal to even possess.
He forgot
He's
about
like, this sucks. I should call the police and get this person in trouble. So then, as a white Florida man, he calls the police and says, I've been ripped off, in his Karen voice, calling the manager. You need to test this meth and tell me why it's not giving me the lift sensation I need.
Why are you allowing bad product on these streets?
He's had it before. He's
I
not
don't
feeling the way he's
this is
feeling.
probably the dumbest man of the
You know what? They're right to put Florida man. Only in Florida with
the police.
Florida Brampton.
FYI, the police should only allow high quality meth distribution.
Only high quality meth.
And this meth just wasn't it. It could have
Wow.
been black salt, it could have been anything, but it wasn't the level of meth I'm accustomed to, officer. So please go and arrest the man who sold me the. Again, if I ever get a superpower, please let it be white privilege, because only privilege allows you to do something illegal,
to feel that it's
call
okay
the
to do
cops
that.
on yourself, and then say you want another person to get arrested who was part of the illegal
Right.
situation. What? I can't believe it. As a black woman, I can't. You can't make this stuff up.
To be honest with you, this is white man privilege. This is the utmost privilege. This is the privilege you get when you reach Mount Everest and you climbed it all by yourself in one day. This is the tip top of the.
Oh yeah. That's that.
I don't even know what to say. And I'm looking at his face because we have his face on the screen right now, and I'm just like, dude, you're just no.
And he's mad. He's like, how dare they arrest me? I was not the one who stole that.
This man spent money to get his meth. He was looking forward to that sensation, y'all. Come on now. He didn't get his sensation. He's upset. He's making sure that no one else goes through the pain that he went through. He wants that man arrested.
Yeah, he was probably looking for a receipt of purchase. And
he was probably looking at his wallet. The man said, "Oh, I'll email you the receipt." He never got it.
Yeah.
Look, this is the land of Disney and Hollywood studios. You have to deliver on the customer experience. He failed to do that, and the man tried to. He should have called Better Business Bureau.
Do a Google review. Well, just give him 1 star.
Dr. Feelgood, we don't know where you are right now, sir, but your client was trying to bring you to the business bureau.
He's not happy. And what he needs to do is next time he sees him, give him 2 bags to make up for the one that he bought that didn't work out.
Yelp reviews. He should have left an angry Yelp review.
I'm just sorry. I'm just saying the level of privilege it must.
Oh yeah, it's high. It's high.
Someone breaks into my home. I don't even know if I'm calling 911. Much less the fact that I bought bad drugs. That isn't giving me. Okay.
Imagine someone broke in your house and left a note like, y'all need better stuff.
Right.
I didn't want to steal anything.
And then calls the cops.
Call me when y'all get better stuff. I'll come back.
What in the world? Okay, so this is the section. I need to get my thoughts together because the next segment of the show is going to be something. But this is the section where Robbie 3 times gets the sounds of for 3 minutes. We won't see it. He says he's in protest, but this is part of the show. Okay. Okay. So 3 minutes with Robbie 3 times and go.
Listen, as a Black American, I am deeply offended at the idea that that is some type of benefit in the courtroom. Black straight men will pretend to be gay to get out of general population because it's dangerous. It doesn't work the other way around, gay Tupac. So for you to state that somehow you were shortchanged in this process is ridiculous. But you did give Black straight Americans a sign of hope. When he left the courtroom, he fist up high, he said, I didn't do this, which I don't believe that, but he said, and I'm not suicidal. And I was like, man, if I get convicted of some shit, I'm gonna say that. I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. So if anything happens, look, think of all of the people we've lost. If they would have just said they weren't, if they would have declared their mental state before they went in behind them walls, it might have been a different situation. So what we're going to learn from this is Black people, if you don't plan on killing yourself in jail, declare it at your sentencing.
Facts.
And how much more time I got left?
I got a minute, 38 seconds.
This second story.
Stevie J's interview.
Yeah, Stevie J just like, see, I have a, like, I can't blame Stevie because he gets away with it too often. Stevie and Tristan hang out and talk tactics. So to blame Stevie for his shenanigans is like they've been reinforced. So he's literally like a misbehaving kid sometimes that if you pay attention, he's gonna keep on misbehaving. Mm-hmm. So for her to be giggling and tee-hee and talking about she was distracted, did nothing other than get her to Stevie J face like, yeah, you want me. And that's really all Stevie wants to feel in this world is wanted and loved, you know what I mean? And Florida, man, again, I'm surprised we've not had more Florida man. This could be a running issue for us. We've had so Florida man does incredibly. Like the face biting incident was a Florida man, and I'm thinking of a couple of just Florida's a world. It's not a real place. Like Miami's not a real place. South Florida isn't a real place. It's just, and again, those that have been there, no, it's not a real place. That was, we got the whole where are thou now debacle that came out of Miami a few weeks ago, and yeah. So we'll be seeing more Florida man stories, I'm certain, especially with this economy. Damn.
Woo woo! That was really good. And Robbie 3 times did a great job in 3 minutes. Before we go into the next segment, that might get you hot under the collar, Robbie 3 times, because it's quite interesting. Garcia girl.
Yes. Happy Saturday, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on Not Your Typical Girl Talk. As you know, we talk about the foolishness of the internet, and we hope you're having a good time listening to the foolishness that we're talking about today. Check us out every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time right here on IG Live, and then 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays. If you're missing our voices, if you're missing our laughs, if you're missing, just the goodness that we bring to your life, check us out on Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. Thank you to Radio Regent for giving us this lovely platform to share the foolishness with all of you out there. If you ever want to join us live, make a request. If we've got the time, we'll add you on to this show and we'll move on with the show because I'm ready.
Okay.
Me ready.
So if this is your first time watching and listening, Rob and I are a couple. And there are certain things that we do to show each other love. And we appreciate each other for it. But there's certain things that if Rob came home and said that he had done for me, I may not say it out loud because it sounds bat crazy. However, if you're a Kardashian, maybe not so much. So recently, Kim Kardashian
Oh God.
went on the Helen show, and we'll just listen. I can't even. We'll just listen.
Posting, you just went official with Pete on Instagram, so congratulations.
I guess it's like not official until you post.
What?
I guess it's not official
Until you post, it's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that feel to you like that was something that you needed to do just to get it out of the way? Like it was people were waiting to see that, or?
No, I have the cutest pictures of us, and I want to be like, oh my God, we're so cute. And I want, but then I'm like, don't be so desperate. Don't be posting so much. Just give a glimpse. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do is. Like I haven't dated since before Instagram existed. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know
What the rules are.
First of all, as I say to you all the time, I just want you to be happy. You deserve to be happy, and I'm happy that you're happy. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good.
I see a shift in you and an ease in you and just a whole different side. And you see a different side of you too. I mean, it's a different you.
I mean, I think it's just in life, like no matter what it is, I just think I encourage my friends and the people that I love just to be happy. And I went for it. I was like, you know what? I'm in my 40s, like, sorry. Like, just go for it. Find your happiness.
Yeah.
And like, I went for it and I took my time and I found it and it feels so good and I want to hold on to that forever.
Yeah. So I have to ask, it's my job as an interviewer to ask about the tattoo. Everyone said because he posted this the selfie sort of, right? And they're reading into it saying that there's a tattoo that says Kim.
Yeah, he has a few tattoos, few cute ones, that he got. But this one it's not that one. The Kim one isn't a tattoo. It's actually a branding, Because, let me explain it. Because he wanted to do something that was really different. Because first tattoo we got, I was like, oh, so cute, thank you, oh my God. So, second, whatever. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. But that's what tattoo people do, right? Like they get tattoos of what's going on in their life and
Wait, back up. Special? You said first tattoo, so he has 3 tattoos of you? It sounds like this is like the third. So the first tattoo was, you said, kind of cute. So
yeah.
Is it your name or is it like a little?
The branding is my name.
Right.
The other ones are like cutesy things. I think my favorite one, it says my girl is a lawyer. And that one's really cute.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That one's really cute.
Yo, did you see how Ella started backing it up? It went from cute to kind of creepy.
Did you see that? You
Yeah.
said there was a complete silence with the branding thing.
She started backing it up. She was like, oh, wait, you're so happy and awesome. And wait, he did what? How many times? Wait.
Even Ellen, who has interviewed every single Hollywood type, Hollyweird, was shocked.
He got her name branded like a bull on his
I don't know if
chest.
anyone here watches action movies, but I think I've shared before, action movies are kind of my guilty pleasure. Remember when, John Wick got a brand on his back? And he went on
chapter 2.
Yes, and he went on real
Wait.
bad.
Chapter 3.
Why? Why?
And she's happy about this too. Like Kim is all up in this.
She doesn't realize how creepy it
It's
is.
my name. It's my name. It's on his chest.
She's supposed to be involved.
Here, I have a question. Did she not just leave a husband that she has 4 kids with under the claim that he's mentally unstable? Is this not a sign of mental instability? Baby, I love you. Please don't ever love me that much.
No. Here's my question. I remember, what was the movie where the teacher was molesting a little boy and he had a tattoo that said, my girlfriend is a teacher?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember the name,
again?
but I know what you're talking
I
about.
know.
Yeah, but whatever it was, that's what they got going on. My girlfriend is a lawyer. That's something I would expect out of like a 16-year-old.
Well, naturally first says that nothing like burned flesh gets says I love you.
That is so creepy.
Not my wife. Because I don't know if she's accepting that title from him.
That's what kind of scares me. She's happy about the branding.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And
Yeah, look at my B-I-T-C-H.
like, what else does he do? Does he watch her sleep at night? Does he put pressure in her car?
Here is the thing. Kim is the definition of a modern day boss chick. She could not be a boss in her relationship with Kanye. Let's be clear. We all know that Kanye has mental instability. She knew that going into. Kanye's mental instability was not a secret, especially after his mother died. Everybody saw him kind of go off the rails. We saw the fracture between him and Jay-Z and Beyonce. We saw what was happening. I thought Kim thought she was going to go into that relationship and be Kim. And we saw what happened with her and Chris Humphries after 72 days, but she went in with Kanye, and Kanye said, this is not how it works over there. That is really the main reason for them getting a divorce. It is not his mental instability, because you're now dating a man who is that branding yourself like a cattle. Even our 12-year-old understood what branding was.
Yeah. And I have to say, too, you know what? Kim attracts people.
She attracts broken
She
people.
attracts broken people, and she should actually really look into that and get some more inner work done, because she's attracting them.
She's attracting
people. They're choosing her. So there's something that is radiating off her that is attracting people that are mentally unstable, mentally unwell. And that's what she should be focusing on, not focusing on this young man branding himself for no reason after less than 6 months of dating. Not marriage,
no, just dating. And what's
Multiple
scary is
tattoos.
like he does this with all the women he dates.
Yes,
he gets like a tattoo.
That's why he has so many.
He has so many. He's dated so many. He's like a serial dater.
And
I don't know how brand.
Who knows if Ariana Grande is covered? Probably not. Here,
This dude tattoos his girlfriend's names on his body, and he's had multiple famous girlfriends.
so and then here's the problem. And here's the thing.
What's
Great,
different? What's special?
Great
The brand.
point.
Okay.
There you go.
I want a tattoo. I want a brand.
There you go, Robbie, 3 times. That's exactly what happened. Kim is aware of Pete's past, and this is what he does. You know, she's like, isn't that what tattoo people do? They get tattoos. So he said, I'm a one-up that because you're Kim Kardashian. I mean, I was with Ariana Grande, but there's seriously Ariana Grande and Kim Kardashian, right? Like, very different levels. In Pete's mind. Not mine, but in Pete. So he went and branded himself. Then she thought it was amazing. Both of them are displaying signs of mental instability. This is my future husband. And if he ever came home, I would question what was wrong with him. That is not how I want him to show love to me. There were other ways, but we all know she's not marrying a Pete Davidson. And as a mother, that is not the man I want around before picking them. Before black picking them.
But see, that's the problem too, guys. Remember, this is Kim. She loves her kids, but she doesn't care either. She's going to date whoever she wants
to date. Whoever she wants. And what she really cares about is...
She just said it herself. This is about her happiness.
Yeah, her happiness.
So she could care less if little Nori cares about...
She doesn't care.
Uncle Steve.
Plus, to be honest with you, I'm ready to see North grow up because...
Oh yeah, I'm ready for that tell-all book.
If, you know, when our show is on Netflix and whatever, 5 years from now, North will be the one we are talking about the way I'm talking about now. And I feel bad saying that, but that's the truth.
Oh yeah. Like she knew who she was getting in bed with when she met Kanye. Kanye knew Kim. The two of them decided to still ignore all the warning signs on both parties.
Yeah.
And they got together, stayed for 7 years, and that's probably 7 years of hell for both of them.
Right.
They decided one of them decided to end it, but she went from one hot frying pan into another hot frying pan. Because Pete is no better. And she herself is so broken, but I find that people that are broken, they love when people obsess over them.
Yes.
And Kanye was so, infatuated with Kim and Pete, branding her name.
For the Kardashians, this is not infatuated with her. Tristan has a big ass Chloe.
Yeah, Chloe tattoo on his back.
So
thrive off that.
I'm done.
They thrive off of men just like bearing their entire soul to the Kardashian. Like, I don't know, they get off. That's what it seems like. I don't know.
Nothing else to say about it.
I don't know.
Do tattoos even have meaning anymore?
No.
Not to me. No.
I mean, how many people have a useless person's name tattooed on them?
Johnny Depp.
No, I'm just saying, like,
But he changed it to Wino forever.
So if that's celebrities, imagine just walking around in town and asking people, do you have anyone's name tattooed on you? Are you still with them? Do you regret it? I bet you could do a whole survey based on that. And you'd probably be shocked at the results. I bet you 30-40% of people with tattoos have someone that they're no longer with tattooed on their body somewhere. And thought, why the hell would I?
And this is where my ego comes in, and I can be a bit of a narcissist. The moment that man takes his clothes off and there's a tattoo of another woman's name on his body, whatever was happening down there is no longer happening.
I agree with you there. Once I see Todd on your butt cheek, I'm kind of like, yeah, let's call Todd.
No.
I think you miss him.
Mm-mm.
Like, that person was, like, seriously, the relationship was serious enough for you to sit down and have somebody take a pin and etch a sketch into your skin, but not serious enough for you to stay in the relationship. At this point, stay.
At this point,
Right.
just stay. The whole Kardashian, Pete, Kanye thing, girl, I'm over it. I'm done. I don't know what's next. I don't care to know what's next. They're a mess. They're a complete mess.
But again, did you see Ellen? And we're Jamaican, so Ellen seemed to me. But her pause was just kind of like, oh.
Man, Ellen went from 10 to
Yeah.
6. Like,
Yeah, and
then
if
the
Brian is doing that, then that, remember, like I said, she's interviewed every Holly weird person you've ever known or seen. And the fact that she was weirded out just shows us how messed up this is.
So, ladies, gentlemen, different ways to show love. Burning skin, as Naturally Fair said, is in it. Burned. Understand. If you do not understand what branding is, please watch what they do to cattle.
yeah, the Chick-fil-A cows was looking at Pete like,
Thank you.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's wrong.
It's not, it is, I don't agree for it for animals, and I certainly don't agree that you should do it as a human. And the fact that you can sustain that level of pain and be okay, do you understand that that type of pain sometimes causes traumas to people's organs and they can die in the moment because the pain is so excruciating. So you can't tell me a hot rod that had Kim's name on it that got seared into your skin.
he was like, yes.
It's okay.
I love her so much.
And I want to remind everyone that Kim Kardashian is very well known for having no tattoos. And she said that she will never have any because she is very aware of her brand. So I find it funny that she's out here rejoicing that some guy's getting random ass tattoos on his body so that she can talk about how much he loves her. And she does not have even one tattoo.
She famously said, do you ever see a Rolls Royce, the bumper sticker? Because she compares herself to a Rolls Royce. And she said, you've never seen a Rolls Royce with a bumper sticker. Why would I get a tattoo? Those were her words.
Hey, she's got a little secret notch on her headboard of like all the idiots that her name is tattooed on. And she's like, I'm not gonna lie.
Of course it is. Because she's a boss bee.
I got like 12 guys running around the world right now with my name.
Kim K. And her face probably.
And I would,
a lot of people have her face on her body.
That's random people.
Or just her.
Right, that's what random. Exactly. She got guys that ain't even had a coffee with her.
So right now,
so she's very proud of that.
Right now, Pete thinks he's winning. I did something.
You think he's winning?
Yeah. I mean, Kanye gave her 4 babies, but I branded her name.
And she's very proud of that branding.
I digress.
Forget the kids. She's all about that branding. 4 kids, nah, the brand. That's what she's about.
So Rob just said something that was funny, and it feeds right into our next section. He said, Kanye, come get your kids. Well, a kid that should have been gotten by their parent was the child I'm about to show you. Now, let me tell you something. I believe that children should be seen and not heard. That's how I grew up. Children are children. There's certain behaviors that are not okay. even if an adult offends them, you are not even old enough at 12 or 13 to even understand what it means to be offended. So the behavior that I'm about to show you would be something for which I don't know if my child would be able to show up to school the next day. That's all I'm saying. But we're going to show this clip and you will understand why.
Yeah, he's leaking.
So to tell the people what we just witnessed, there was a substitute teacher in the class with a young man. It was a grade 8 class. The young man in the video was not supposed to be in the class, and as the story goes, the teacher was trying to get him out. There are conflicting reports about what happened. Some people claim the teacher said something about the young man's mother. Some people claim that nothing like that happened and this young man was provoked. And the young man took up a chair, and if you've ever gone to school, you know the chairs, they're plastic on top and the wire leg, threw it at the teacher, who I believe is 72 years old and retired, and blood was dripping from his head. The school teacher, we found out, came out of retirement to substitute teach because he's actually raising 2 of his grandchildren. Now, the young man in question decided that he was going to put out an apology. Let me just say.
No, that's not good.
Let me just say what this said. And I'm going to do my best to read it. That's all I'm going to say. Hello, my name is Torin. Before any more negative comments come out upon this post, hear me out. I'm not going to state what happened because of multiple reasons. I respect the school and district, but I will say I, Torin, wouldn't throw a chair at anybody for no reason. I'm the student that is floating around the internet. I knew much better not to do it. Please understand me carefully. I've suffered from bipolar disorder and ADHD. At the moment of the situation, I tried walking away. I got alerted by students, or as I say, my peers, that the sub stated something rudely about my mother. I then displayed the action only because of built-up anger. I knew I could have controlled it and held myself accountable, but understand me. At a certain point of time, everyone has to remember we are all humans. Not everybody think out what's going to happen next in an upset situation. My actions as a student/minor was totally not acceptable. I'm telling my side because I was wrong and shouldn't have did the things I did. I care honestly about that man. That particular commentary just showed another side of him. This also isn't his first time. But as I say, I apologize for the disrespect I displayed March 9th, 2022 to the elderly man. I accept every consequence that comes my way. I apologize to the public. You had to see that. I apologize to the students who had to witness that. I apologize to my district who has to see this surface. Most of all, I apologize to Mr. Larry Brunfeld. I did that. I did it, and I regret it. I don't regret it just because of the consequences, but it just isn't who I am. Let alone DeSoto is a great ISD. Please don't let that video discredit them. My actions, my fault. Nothing to do with the school, teachers, staff, or district. Before I continue, I'm going to actually see, Cardi actually had a response to this video, and Cardi's response was interesting. She said, disgusting. This generation is really lost. I went to school with a lot of gangsters, and no matter what, they never put their hands on a teacher. Kids, this is not respected, not cool, not funny, not tough, not gangster. It's giving you all P-U-S-S-Y.
Listen, here's the thing about that. If you look at the look on that man, that's a black 70-something-year-old man. He been through a lot in his life. So for some little 14, 15, 16-year-old to feel entitled to go, a 13-year-old to go chair him, Listen here, that man, he know he wasn't acceptable to put his hands on that young man, but that's what he wanted to do. If the two of them were in a room by themselves, that young man could have lost his life. He was that upset by that. You can see the look in his face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For him to have the audacity to toss a chair and hit him in his head, and it's like, all apologies are off at that point in time. You just got consequences.
Yes, that's the word right there. Consequences. Now, I'll speak, first of all, I'm not a mother, but I'm old enough to easily slip into being an auntie. If that was my nephew, to say I would be disappointed is an understatement. I don't care who said what about your mother.
Allegedly.
Probably was true.
Allegedly. Why were you in a classroom that you're not supposed to be in? That's the first question. It's your actions that are causing the problem. The teacher can come to you and say, you're blah, 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 and then throw a chair at you. You decided to break the rules first by going into a classroom you're not supposed to be in. You're asked to leave. You leave the classroom with no event, with no actions. Instead, you decide to do what? Throw a chair.
And whatever you said about your mama, it was probably a reflection of you, like your mama should have swallowed.
Thank you.
Something like that.
Thank you. As in your mama should beat you because you don't know how to take.
Yeah, like you don't
Probably
know how
has
to
6 different jobs. She's probably been raising the child.
And that's another thing. Where's the father?
Where's the father?
Because I have a feeling that this child probably doesn't have a father in his life.
There is no way he could have a father in his life and really take up the chair, an older man. Because the respect level when you do have a father present is very, very different.
Very.
He would have wrote that letter. His apology would have been written all over his face.
Right.
Here's my concern. Because there are parts of that letter that it's clear he wrote, and there's parts that he didn't. Right? You can tell, as someone who's a writer, exactly, someone who's a writer, you're a journalist, you can tell there are parts that were clearly him and parts that were added on by an adult. Right? It changed along the way. I'd read it again, but I won't. It was just too much. But like there was a change. There was clearly, I will take this piece. It's like when you do a class project, the teacher can tell someone did this piece and someone else did this other piece. Some adult helped him to write that. And the reality is, how about apologizing to the teacher and sitting down and having a meeting? How about not making excuses and say, but I was brought to anger and I'm bipolar and have ADHD? Because guess what? You know why he said that? Because that's the communication that he got back. But son, you know it ain't really you. You know your ADHD probably kicked in. You know you're not supposed to talk about your mama, blah, 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 blah. But we got to apologize because it looks bad because it's on the internet.
Didn't he say, like, I knew I could have controlled it, but I got angry anyway?
Yes.
So that right there defaults all of it. Again, you knew what you were doing. You chose to behave in that manner. Don't act like some disease or some disorder just sent you somewhere. It's a discredit to people that actually have that disorder.
Thank you. My father is 78. I'm 42. So he's 78 years old. And I could not imagine my father coming out of retirement to go and be. Do you imagine what that black man at 70? My dad fought in the war, not the American War. My dad was in the Jamaican military. My dad has fought for the country he was born in. That man likely fought for his country as well. Because at that point in time, a lot of the men were drafted into the military. So to think that here is a man, a black man who should be respected by a young black boy, but we have fallen so far as a community that that level of disrespect can be excused. I don't even swear in front of my mother. I am a grown woman who has a grown woman as a child. So to think that
it's disgusting, man. And I'm sorry. Him and whoever else wrote this ridiculous apology, they can write anything they want. The whole world's seen this video. He doesn't have to say anything because we all saw what happened. Whether the teacher said something or not, because I'm sure that his friends are just stepping up to say, yeah, well, this old man said something about his mom. No, he didn't.
No,
You're all just
that's
rude as hell. You
Yeah.
didn't leave the damn classroom. I'm not going to blame my mood swings on my zodiac sign. Well, you know, it's because I'm a Gemini. That's why I lash out. No. Don't blame your alleged problem because you didn't take your pill that day.
No. That's a discredit to people with ADHD.
Exactly. That's ridiculous.
To say it ain't his first time getting in an altercation with a student, of course it isn't his first time. He's been teaching for 11 years. But this could have been your first time throwing a chair at a teacher, and it's one time too flipping many.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to do that, son.
Poor choices. All he had to do was get out.
He should be kicked out of that school district, man. He shouldn't even be allowed to return to that school by no means. Like, no. What message does it send to the other kids to see him walking around there now?
And this is going to be my last comment before Robbie 3 times has his 3 minutes. The concern I had when we were looking at this story was the fact that other students were going in the comments making excuses for him.
Oh, yeah.
No,
that was my concern.
That's what I'm going to spend most of my
That
time.
was my concern was y'all don't know the full story. That meant no 12, 13-year-old, you don't get to. First of all, why do you have a smartphone? Anywho, this is our section
because their parents are
3
too
times with Robbie 3 times. We are about to go in. Let me get it and go Robbie 3 times.
What was the first story?
For Kim and branding.
Oh,
the branding, we said plenty about that. That's just Kim. She likes that. She had to be a wife to kind of. She did it as long as it was beneficial to her, and I think they just experienced growing pains. She's not really a wife. She's a boss, and she's got a new boy toy, and we'll see how it goes. I don't even really care. I think to that guy, he so reeks of like beta. It just is like you like it, I love it. Knock yourself out. What was the story again?
The teacher.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna spend all my time on it. This is my problem with this generation, and that's why I feel like Cardi said, y'all are PUS. Okay. I came up hard. Like she knows my story. I ain't even gonna get into that, but. And the dudes that I grew up around that came up to me like that, there was a certain respect that teachers held because a lot of times they were some of the only people in the community that cared about your black ass. So I like to think in my days of like high school or whatever, if he would have do a chair like that at Mrs. Hanks, he would have got jumped in class. While the other students would have beat the hell out of him. Like, how dare you do something like that? She's respected around here, bro. So for the other kids to have that like hyena mentality that no one is safe, like they'll turn on anyone, like no one. What is going on in these schools? I kind of wonder. Like again, you kids are supposed to be so tough, but a lot of times those teachers in those hallways are the only people in the world that give a damn about you. That's kind of the message I would like to give to some of these youth. Before you go off talking about what they don't do and how they and they do not get paid well enough for the job that they are required to do. Facts. You know? So this was a really disgusting story to me to see that man and the look in his face and the hurt in his heart because he wanted to take that boy's life. Believe it. And if it was, like I said, if it was just them in a locked room, he probably would have. Because that was a capital offense. You cannot do nothing like that. And if he were to get incarcerated for that, see what chair throwing in jail gets you.
And that's where we're done here.
That story pisses me off.
As it does with everyone. So we're gonna end it lightly because we just try to make sense. Children don't do that at home. Parents, mothers, be better. All right. And go.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching us today and listening to us. We hope you enjoyed our show. Like we said, you just gotta nod your head and smile, but we're here to keep the juice and the vibe behind alive. Thank you, Radio Regions. Watch our show, or listen, through iHeartRadio. Syndicated Radio Regions. Find us all over the web. Search the name, Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Till next time, bye!